is Annette with Sun to Shine Astrology and Tarot, and welcome to Self-Care Sunday. Every Sunday, I put out a video to help you prepare your energy for the week ahead. So this week is crazy because this is the week we've all been waiting for. Everything this year has led up to one of the most pivotal times in the last 200 years. And that is an alignment between Jupiter and Saturn in Aquarius, which is an air sign, in 0 degrees. Now, I've already made a big video about this, and there's tons of videos out on YouTube if you haven't heard of this before, but it is pretty big. It is officially ushering in the new era. It's a new beginning, a fresh start. I think that many are on the consensus that this is the beginning of the age of the Aquarius, ushering in brand new technology, brand new innovations, lots of progressive ideas. I think that we're going to see things that we haven't ever seen before in our lifetimes. And I think more importantly, we are leaving behind some very oppressive cycles, cycles that we have been on for a significant period of time. I think that we are going to start to see technology advance the way that we work, the way that we live, and more importantly, I think the way that we are governed and the laws that govern us. I think we're going to see some wonderful innovations in that area. Now, there are lots of theories and there's lots of ways this can go, and I think that a lot of people have some pretty far out theories if you want to know my personal perspective, but I'm open for anything because this is such a new and exciting era. I think you have to be pretty much open to any kind of conversation that directs us into forward movement. Anything where you are holding on and resisting progression and you like to keep your comfort zones the way they've always been, you want to do the same things you've always done, then I think it's going to be very difficult for you and you're going to be falling into some pretty challenging energy as we move into all of this progressive energy. Let's go through the week because we've already talked extensively in a video and they're all over the internet at this point. Let's talk a little bit about what to expect from this week. So first of all, I think it's going to be fun. I'm going to be doing a pick a card reading specifically about what to expect from your alignment. There's going to be 3 piles to pick from. So intuitively, just pick one that calls to you about progression, preferably. So on the 20th, which is on Sunday, Mercury enters Capricorn. On the 21st is when the Sun enters Capricorn. Then we have the really big alignment between Jupiter and Saturn in Aquarius. So I want to talk a little bit about how fascinating I find this. So we are moving out of Capricorn energy in Saturn and Jupiter. And right when we move out of it, the Sun moves into Capricorn, right? So we still got Pluto in Capricorn. And what I find interesting is that the Sun is putting a spotlight on something. It's highlighting something. And I found that to be really remarkable that at the time we see us transitioning and moving us into a new era, there's a spotlight on something that I think we need to change. So I think for some of you, you're going to find that something is specifically highlighted for you that you need to be progressive in. And I think it's something that needs structure. I think it's something that that you need to get under control. I think it is something that has to do with a place where you lose power, where you need to empower yourself. I think this is a place where you need to start taking the lead in. And I think it's a place where you have to remove ego. And you have to remove this need to be stubborn and I don't know, where you're just holding on to the way that things have always been in this particular area. It's a place where your energy stagnates and gets stuck. And I think that the universe is going to highlight this area saying, hey, this is the exact area that I think you need to progress in. Now, the sun is going to be conjunct Mercury, which is also in Capricorn. So you are going to see it's an area that needs to be restructured. It needs some organization. It's an area where you haven't been very productive in, where you probably have been avoiding. I think that this is an area that you just are very narrow-minded. I feel very narrow-minded in this energy. I also feel that it's a place where you're not very responsible, and it's a place that requires you to pay attention to the details. This is going to be highlighted for you. It's going to be in the spotlight, and it's going to be something that I think is going to be, because it's in Capricorn, it's a place that has something to do with, like I said, power and control issues. I definitely see maybe some workplace issues. Maybe there's an authority figure, a boss, some sort of supervisor, something that is a little out of whack. And I think it's an area that you're sensitive to, but that, I don't know, it almost feels like a place where you've kind of given up in as well. Maybe you just feel like, you've kind of submitted to that energy in some way. I do think that this is an area that requires action. It requires progression. It requires persistence in. It's something that you have to become responsible for. This could be an area, and this has to do with tangible things, the physical realm, money, finances, stability, those types of areas. I feel like there's an area in life where I think we were kind of almost giving up on, or that we were giving power to others, or I think we were hopeless in to some degree. Like we just, whatever we did, it wasn't going to work anyway. I feel like we have to make progress in that, and that's where the sun comes in and spotlights that area for you to help you understand where that is for you. I also believe this week it's going to be a place where you're emotional, a place that is a sweet spot, a place that is the underbelly. It's a place where I feel like you shove a lot of things down into the subconscious mind in hopes to avoid this particular area. I'm also feeling for some of you that this could be a place where you do a lot of instantaneous gratification in order to just give yourself a quick fix in this particular area, so as to make you not feel as bad, especially when you're triggered. So it's definitely a place where I think it's ego-based, but I think more importantly, this is something that's been building for a long time, and you've shoved a lot in, and it needs to come out, and you need to face it, deal with it, because it's something that really keeps you stuck and provides an obstacle in all of this progressive energy that's coming in, ready to just give you a sweet gift. Now you have to understand, between Jupiter and Saturn in this alignment, there's a sweet gift, a reward, a karmic reward. There's also a karmic consequence for those of you that do not want to get control over this particular part of your life. It's something that hopefully you're not cycling again and repeating in your life, because there's no progression if you do that. And I don't feel like the energy is pushing you in that direction. There's also this week a quincunx between Venus and Sagittarius and Uranus and Taurus. They're both in 6 degrees, not exact, but they're both in 6 degrees. And so when there is a quincunx in Venus, that means in money, things you want to attract, relationships, partnerships, bonds, and unions. And this has to do with boundaries, being idealistic. It has to do with restlessness, the need to run if something goes wrong. You're not persistent, you're not consistent, you're not responsible, and this is an area that you tend to avoid. And when I'm thinking about money, and then I'm thinking about all the Capricorn energy, especially in finances, I'm thinking this is an area where some of you could be very, very, if you are in the challenging energy, very irresponsible when it comes to money, especially. Also, I think that this is an area where people can tend to exaggerate, and they can become boastful, and they can become argumentative because they're really, really nursing a fear-based wound. And I feel like there's some jealousy that can happen in this week. There is a lot of suspicious activity. I feel like maybe truths can be revealed in energy like this in relationships, especially if somebody is kind of playing the field behind the back of a partner, a bond, a relationship, a union of any kind, whatever you deem that to be. Somebody may not be entirely clear what somebody else is doing behind the scenes. And there may be big plans going on behind the scenes that you're not actually making your partners privy to, that, for some of you in the challenging energy. Positive energy in this week is if you want to progress, if you want to move forward, if you want to take a step into your future, if you're done with your past and you're done with losing power and you're done with areas in your life where you can't seem to get control over it, you are saying, I'm ready, with open arms. I'm ready, I'm here, I'm receptive. And putting aside ego and putting aside your need to control your outcomes, that control aspect, because control can block you. It can build a wall. It can make you resist energy coming in. Sure, it can keep things from happening to you, but there's a downside to that because it can keep good things from happening to you as well. This is a big week, guys, and I have a whole video about it. I was going to make multiple videos, and everybody's like, why? That video was so awesome. It covered everything. And I'm like, okay, it's up to you guys. Anyhow, guys, thank you so, so much for watching. Much love to all of you. For all of those people who believe in Christmas, Merry, Merry Christmas. And I'm just so blessed that I spent this year with you. It got me through one of my hardest years, and building my channel has been very exciting, and you've been part of that excitement. So thank you. Hi guys, this is Annette with Sun to Shine Astrology and Tarot, and welcome. Today is Self-Care Sunday. Every Sunday I put out a video to help you prepare your energy for the week ahead. And this is the week of the big conjunction, or the alignment. It's been conjunct for quite some time, between Jupiter, which is in Aquarius and 0 degrees, and Saturn, which is in Aquarius and 0 degrees. Now, what makes this such a big event is these come around once every 20 years, these alignments, but this is in an air sign in 0 degrees, and that hasn't happened in 200 years. So I made a video about this. So I'm going to insert the links on how to hear about how this is going to impact you, but I thought we would do a video specifically about the card that you pick, the energy that you feel pulled to hear about during your conjunction. So you guys picked pile number 1, and pile number 1 has this Chariot card. Now we have 2 Chariot cards today, which is very unusual. We have Chariot cards in child's energy, and then we have a Chariot card in the adult energy, so it might behoove you to listen to both. But I feel like this has a lot to do with your childhood, the way that you grew up, the way that you moved forward as a child, I think it is the inner child as well inside of you that all dwell. And I think this was a lot to do with the way that you were raised. Now, we just came out of Jupiter and Saturn both in Capricorn. And Capricorn energy had a lot to do with our fatherly energy, the people that had authority over us as a child in your particular case. And we're moving out of that energy. So we've learned to probably, because you have something to do with your childhood, it has a lot to do with questioning authority now. Maybe before you were programmed not to question authority. Maybe you had a heavy hand in the way that you were raised. Maybe some of you didn't get to play much. Maybe some of you had a lot of responsibilities as a child. And you have this inner child in here who really has never gotten to play as much as it wants to. And so I feel like some of you might be feeling that itch from your inner child to come out and play, come out and be more authentic, lighten up a little bit, stop taking things so seriously, be a teeny bit irresponsible and do something different and new, something you wouldn't normally do. That's like that childlike energy in all of us that is willing to experiment and move forward. And that would be the Aquarian energy. So let's take a look at, because we have so many cards, we're not going to do the tea for the week. I normally always do the tea for the week, but this is just a hair more serious. And I really wanted to get into our forward energy a little bit more. So let's take a look at your soul card here. Your guys' soul card, it looks very majestic. It looks like you've climbed a mountain and you're looking at things from a new and elevated perspective. It looks like you've been through a challenge. And I'm going to turn off these lights behind me so they don't do that. Hold on just a second. Oh, much better. I didn't like the sheen it was putting on the card. So it looks like you've had quite the challenge and you've worked really hard to get to the top of your mountain. And I think what you're really being zeroed in, what's being highlighted for you, because the sun is entering into Capricorn this week, and that's going to happen on the day of the alignment, is that maybe, you know, what you need to understand is that you have more control than you think. You don't have to wait for people to tell you what to do. You don't have to wait for validation or to be affirmed by anybody else. You don't have to wait for somebody else to take the lead. It's encouraging you to take the lead in your own life. This looks to be like you are on somewhat of a journey with this type of energy. So let's take a look at your animal here. You guys got the zebra, and that's fire. So let's take a look at that. Let's read that from the book. Okay. All right. Zebra. Okay. It says eccentric, creative, a visionary. Zebras are the most precious of gems. They are young at heart, well-cultured, and have an undying curiosity about life. Being in the company of a zebra personality not only is a delight, but also opens your mind. So be prepared for potent magic that is contagious, and you may soon find yourself in a faraway land, expanding your worldwide view and just having a blast. It says zebras also like to contribute to the global health through environmental or volunteer work. This card may be a hint to pack your bags. It says you're worldly, enthusiastic, and you are moving forward. I do feel that. I feel like this is a quest to get to know the inner child a little bit more, to move forward, to be adaptable and excited again. I feel like so much has controlled us and made us believe that we don't have power over our circumstances or over our life, and I do not feel like that's the direction that we're headed in. You guys got 48 and financial discipline. So 4 is foundation and structure, and it's stability. And 8 is success. So maybe for some of you, you maybe got a wake-up call in the way that you maintain your money, the discipline that you have as far as in money, your ability to get some financial assistance, some financial help. For some of you, this has been a wake-up call in the fact that you were pretty irresponsible with money, because I was thinking of the Chariot card, and maybe some of you have a little bit too much fun or will blow too much money when it comes to fun. And I really think that you guys could use some financial discipline and understand, oh, I see the mountain in the soul card, and I think of setting a goal with money, projecting out 5 years or 10 years with money. That's what I see as well. The pink has to do with abundance and attraction. And so I think also being very mindful that your relationship with money is what you attract. So if you are frivolous with money and you think money grows on trees, and if you think money is always attainable, then you're never going to have enough money. You're always going to be constantly needing more money to attract. But if you're a person who wants to attract wealth and financial stability, then you're saving money, which then attracts more money for you to put into savings so you can have a bigger nest egg. It depends on where you put your money. And this energy is about the Liar. And this is upright. So I feel like, and I'm getting a very strong feeling from this card. So I pulled out some things that we need to release, some things that we need to work on. Okay, so we have the Liar. It says, the gesture dances on a checkerboard floor, implying the game of some sort is afoot. Behind him and to the left is a staircase leading up and away from the game, or perhaps up to a gallery where there may be a better view, the performance, or a glimpse behind the scenes. Behind him and on the right of the curtain, which may be covering a doorway or a blank wall. The feeling is theatrical. The Liar is a performer. His bag of tricks presumably lies on the floor beside him. He holds a mask in one hand and a small image of himself in the other. The result is that we see 3 faces. His own face appears sinister or cunning, and he has revealed that face to us. The face in the mask is smiling, benevolent, yet obviously false, and the face in the puppet appears somewhat surprised, silly, like the face of a jack-in-the-box. Here is an individual with more than one faith, so to speak, and is not one to be trusted. This is a person who says one thing and does another. I feel like some of you in the past may have lost your way with the smooth talkers. And I'm thinking of the Chariot. I think of where you may have lost power is if somebody seemed like they had it all together and maybe they were in control and maybe, I don't know, they were the adult in the relationship. I feel like you followed that lead, and I felt like they were a liar. They were highly deceptive people. You had a past problem with attracting liars or people who told you what you wanted to hear. You had this innocence about you and this naivety about you. So you may have easily fall prey to somebody who knew what to say and how to say it in order to get you to follow them and believe them. I believe what you're doing as we enter this new age, this new era in our lives, is to move past that naivety. You're now smarter, you're much more intelligent, and you don't fall prey to that stuff very often. So I'm going to lay these out. I'm going to lay these 3 out, and this is the Ghost Tarot. And I pre-shuffled these because I was feeling the vibe and I thought I needed to. And these are what we're going to leave behind. As we are moving into the new era, the Ghost Tarot is going to tell us what we need to leave behind and let go of, what no longer suits us. So you guys got the King of Swords. So I think, again, this has something to do with the fact that you were oppressed or maybe misled by promises, words. Maybe somebody in your life it was quite convincing and made you believe in them, made you believe that they could lead you in the right direction, that you would be better off if you followed them. And but they were really conniving and deceptive with their words. They can use their words in such a way that will make you almost convinced to follow them. I feel like they were, of course, this liar and this smooth talker. Very interesting. Okay, so the next card that you are dealing with is the Hermit. And the Hermit card is the revelation, right? So what you are leaving behind is that feeling like you don't need to think for yourself, that you can follow along somebody else and you can just trust what they say because they know what's best for you. You're leaving that behind and you have become wise, and you are now leading your life through through all the wisdom that you've attained through all this life lessons that you've been working with throughout your life up till now, because now we're moving into a new era, right? And you're also listening to your intuition a lot more. I think your intuition has been sharpened. And as you're moving forward, I feel like you are going to step up and take the lead in your life. And it's going to be kind of almost like a gut feeling. Like you're going to proceed because you have a strong gut feeling. And maybe logic is in there somewhere, and you'll filter it through all the Virgo energy. You'll take a look at it and you'll make very precise steps. You're not going to just blindly follow anymore. And then we have this card, which is the Eight of Pentacles. I think back in the past, you may have relied heavily on someone to do most of the hard work, or that person coaxed you into doing all of the hard work and they just reaped all the rewards. One of the two. It's very definitive in this card. And I feel like if you're going to work for something, it's going to be working for yourself. Like you're going to pour the energy into being abundant in your own life. And you are going to let go of this feeling of lack and loss, and like all of the efforts that you had been working on. It kind of feels like something was lost in like a legal battle, or maybe you guys built a life together and that life ended and then you were stuck kind of on your own rebuilding. It kind of feels like rebuilding energy. A lot of what happened to us is everything fell down and now we're having to rebuild and restructure our lives. So I kind of feel like that's where you're at with this card, but let's get a little bit of light working on this and see what it has to say with my light seer deck here. Okay, fine. Jesus Christ. That was like not having it. I don't really like cards that fall out. It's not my deal. Okay. Oh gosh, yeah. I'm liking where this is going. Okay. So, I see here that first of all, I see masculine and feminine energy represented, and I really like that. Sorry. I really like this because it's not one person making a decision. It's two people on even footing. Like you guys are the way that I see this is you're on equal ground, making decisions together, talking it through. Somebody is super passionate and somebody has the fire and the passion, so it's kind of like a yin-yang situation. And this person is very down to earth, has really good advice, and so there's a collaboration, there's a working together. There's it's very it's not just somebody telling you a bunch of words and you're supposed to follow and that's it. It's like a joint effort, you know, like I feel very much like you guys are talking it through. Okay, next card. I'm trying out new equipment, so I might be a little bit jumpy just because I'm trying stuff out. Okay, so the next one we have is the Hermit card. And so we had the moon. So I feel very much like, you know, we just went through a lunar eclipse that happened on November 30th in Gemini energy. I feel like there was an illusion that you created in your world that it was better than it was. And I feel like you've had your reality check. And I feel like you've gained, with the Ghost Tarot in the middle, I feel like you've gained a lot of wisdom from that moment. And I feel like, for one, you're very detail oriented. Your head is not so far up in the clouds that you have this idealistic approach. Like now you have a very realistic approach to life. And I feel like this isn't, well, it is an ending, because as we're stepping into a new era, something is ending for us. But this feels very much like a rebirth, like perseverance, fortitude. It feels like illumination more than it feels. I see illumination. If you see, you have the moon in here, you have the, you know, the lantern here, and then you have the illumination in the Death card. So I'm seeing very, very illuminated person from this trial or tribulation. You, I feel like, were very naive, easily trusting. I feel like some of you just, I don't know, expected the best out of people. I mean, it's, if you're not a manipulative and you're not a liar, then you don't expect everybody to be a liar. And you just went through a little bit of school of hard knocks, you know? Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to, all right. So I feel like in this set of cards, I feel like it is, I think it's just working really hard to correct your situation. I feel like it's, here's what I see. I see you as being a person who took on a lot for the family, or you took on a lot yourself, and it was so emotionally depleting. I feel like it was a hard lesson for you, and you need help. And with the Six of Pentacles here, you need help. It's not all on your shoulders to make everything go in the right direction. And I feel like what you need to release in this set of cards is that feeling of hopelessness, like reaching out to somebody, somehow you'll be turned down, or you won't be able to be resourceful in that area. I feel like if you ever reach a dead end and you're seeking resources and you're seeking help, if you don't get help from that area, don't give up on that area. That doesn't mean that it's not the area for you, okay? So let's take a look at this. All trust. I accept my inner voice will always guide me correctly. I know it seemed like you were manipulated and lied to, and you don't have a lot of trust right now. I feel like a lot of people don't have a lot of trust right now. And I feel like that's a tough spot for most people to be in, because we have a lot to question right now, and we have a lot that is on the table, and we don't know the exact, it's not, our path isn't fully illuminated yet, and so it's difficult to trust where to go. I feel like you just have to have trust in yourself and trust in your faith and trust that you will be guided in the right direction if you're doing the right thing. If for some reason you meet an obstacle, that is just Spirit's way of saying, don't go that way. It doesn't mean that an obstacle is not something that is just makes you try a little harder and then you overcome it. An obstacle is a hard stop, no matter how many ways you keep trying to go forward in that area, it's just a hard stop. Then it's a hard stop. Go in a different direction. Okay, so we have wise leader. You are a beacon for others. Oh, well, isn't this funny? Isn't it funny that you're no longer relying on people? You're no longer being deceived and being led. It's you're the leader now. The illumination is that you're the leader in your life. And it can be hard for people to believe if they're not used to believing something good about themselves. We have abundance. Also, you guys have to believe that where we're at right now is a moment in our time. It's a moment in our human existence. And there is a lot of abundance out there. I just saw a woman who said she had the best financial year of her life because she actually used the weaknesses of the pandemic as a teaching tool for her to learn how to invest properly. Instead of relying on being led by others, she found a niche, and it was her most profited year. And although that kind of makes you sick to your stomach to hear that some people are doing so good and making millions, some people aren't, trust that there's always a way. There's always a new direction. There's always a different way to take a look at this. So I'm just going to move these around. I'm going to be right back. Okay. All right, we have home. You know what? I feel deeply, because I'm seeing this owl here. He just poked out, and I haven't seen him before, and I'm seeing time. And I see the kids there playing. And so I'm feeling like where you build your foundation moving forward is going to be from an elevated perspective. It's not going to be from some programmed place where you were made to believe things were a certain way. Oh, we had rainbow body last week. That's crazy. I think it was in pile 3, I want to say. So that's very interesting that it shows up again. I must really want to talk to people about rainbow body. So hold on just a minute here. Okay. Because that was in last week's reading, let's go ahead and read it again because it's obviously talking to us for a specific reason. So it says, by allowing the colors of your soul to shine, you open your doors and transform and transcendence. It says the rainbow body plays a big role in the evolution of human consciousness. It is humanity's highest ideal to achieve this light state. It is only through the vibrational expression of the rainbow body that you can enter the doorway of the new world of light. To achieve the rainbow body is to transcend your conscious limitations. This may be found in the energy that centers within the chakras. Each energy center holds valuable lessons such as self-worth, trust, courage, and forgiveness. When these lessons are understood and embraced, you are able to move through the rite of passage, otherwise known as transitioning. I do feel a big transformation for you just because of this death card. I do see that as something that's definitely in your energy. I feel a tremendous period of growth. I feel also a tremendous growing, like time period of growing up, like you're growing up. You being naive is a blessing and a curse, because it's a blessing because you don't have near the pain that other people do who are fully illuminated and aware of a situation and all of its many dynamics and that multifaceted type of thinking. But I think once you are illuminated and you grow up and you mature and you are aware in a certain area, then you can take that energy and mold it into something progressive, which is what I think we're doing right now. We have Limitless. Oh my gosh, you guys are getting gorgeous cards. As we move into the age of Aquarius, it is limitless. Our mind has the capability to open up and to receive massive downloads of progression. And I feel like if we're following somebody else's lead, right, each one of us are programmed to receive a different frequency. Like we have something specific that we get to be downloaded and to receive in this lifetime. And we then take that energy and we make something out of it. We progress that energy inside of us and then we externalize it. And that's what becomes our authentic voice, our soul's purpose, that sort of stuff. And so this energy has released us from so many mental delusions and illusions that we have created, that we were programmed to believe was what the human existence was about, when we now know it wasn't anything what they made us believe it was all about. I mean, we can't trust anything right now because it was all a lie. It was all a sham, right? Okay, so I have something special that I wanted to read you. I did it in Fridays, just for fun Fridays. So if you guys want to listen to this, the wisdom of this deck, sorry, I had to find the book. So, I want to see what you guys should shoot for, what you should dream about, what is your forward energy, you know? Like, what is this new and exciting energy bringing into your life, this hopeful energy? Music. Sing the song of your soul and dance to your unique rhythm. Look how beautiful that is. Let me get music out and let's see what it says. Alrighty. It says, your soul is singing to you right now. Can you hear it? If you listen closely, you will hear the sweet sound of your soul in harmony with the universe. I just want to make sure that I'm not pulling that up too close. Which is serenading you at all times. You have been led out for this special concert. In order to feel this love vibration, you must step out of time and rise to a higher place where your heart can beat in unison with your intuition, psychic abilities, and pure positive energy. Take a moment and truly listen so that you may be moved and guided by this pulsing melody of love. And the mantra is, I allow the song of the spheres to sing through my physical instrument in pure celebration. I think some of you, what's really healing for some of you may be sound therapy is a great one to adjust your vibration. We have really, really had downloads of tons of absolute toxic negative energy, and it has made our physical body sick. It has made our mental body sick and our spirit. And I think our spiritual body has lost hope, and I think we need to raise up that vibration. We are literally depleted in every level of our physical existence, and I feel like we need to start filling those cups back up with some hope and positivity. Is it hard? Yeah. Is it a discipline? Yes, it is. Is it a reprogramming? Because people wanted you to be fear-based and sad and scared. And, they can't stand that you have a little bit of hope, because if you have a little bit of hope, then you won't pay attention to their fear-mongering, because you're going to go on your hopeful ride, right? And you don't want them to have that control over you. And as we release ourselves from the Capricorn energy and we walk into the age of Aquarius, Aquarians don't listen to other people. They are unique. They beat to their own drum. They do their own thing. They have really, really progressive ideas that really nobody listens to, because everybody thinks they're crazy and too outer limits, and they seem too eccentric. Well, beat to your own drum and be different. And you know what? If you need some music to elevate your vibration, if some of you need to dance and sing and play and have music on in the background and have it readjust your thinking, if some of you need to fall asleep to something soothing, to where it soothes your energy and calms your emotional body and your physical body, and it puts it in a different frequency, I suggest it for you guys especially. So let's take a look here. Okay, sorry about that. I had to, pile number 1 is always like this. Pile number 1 is always like, oh, I forgot this. I didn't do this. It's like the beginning of my week. It's too funny. Pile number 3 is always intense, and pile number 2 is like always, just something unusual. Like, I feel like pile number 2 always has something different to say than I thought it would. It's funny. It's like consistent in my energy. But here, I'm just like mixing these up, and this is called Let Go. Here's what I want you guys to let go of. If I can get these in shape. I want you guys to let go of the past and the energy that is holding you back. So let's take a look and see what energy is holding you back. Okay. You guys got let go of fear through meditation, purify yourself so you are a magnet for your true heart's desire. Maybe some of you need to take like a bubble bath, sink into an element of something soothing. I know sometimes when my emotional body is in upheaval and I can't calm my emotions, they're yelling and they're strong and they're too strong for me. Taking a long hot bath or a long hot shower or getting in a hot tub and just soaking away your troubles is a real thing. Like it can really soothe and soak things away. Having maybe some music, some nice good vibes in the background, and let those emotions absorb something good, and changing a vibration might help you guys. This time in our lives is all about developing discipline, and it's all about progressively moving forward with new techniques, not relying on what we've always done, which I feel like some of us had, I think like most of us had like very not healthy behaviors. So actually, let's do the charms first. Okay, guys. And I got my new charms out because I've been working in the other one too much. Oops. Okay. Right. Well, let's see. If it fits, it sits. This is downtime. This is relaxing. This feels like home to me, and you did get home. So for some of you, a home is going to be a place of feeling like you have some, I don't know, some happiness, some tranquility right now. Some of you may be confined to home because I'm seeing home here. And with time here, maybe some time at home, maybe working from home, like something having to do with a long period of time at home. We have the canary, and you guys, again, this is like something that is, I'm going to do this. Something that is singing. That's very interesting because canaries sing. Sorry, I'm going to do this. My camera, she's not happy all the time. Okay. This one is perhaps love. And it's going around and around. And around and around. Maybe you guys have, because with this 5 of Cups, I feel like some of you have tried really hard in love and you've had several cycles. I see trust in a circle too. That's a cycle. A circle's a cycle. It's infinite. I see the moon. I see a lot of spheres and around here. And so I'm feeling very much like you had cycles of lessons in one particular area. We are being released from karma because Saturn is karma. So perhaps some of you need to kind of get off of a cycle. And it's in Lovers. So yeah, this is the Lovers in this tarot card here. So I'm definitely seeing that for some of you, maybe you put a lot of somebody you loved. I feel like somebody you loved and invested in led you astray, led you in the wrong direction, and you gave them a lot of power, and you're not doing that anymore. Ooh. Okay, don't hurt me, but I see vaccine. I see vaccine here. Like some of you guys are going to get the vaccine, or there's something about the vaccine this week. Okay. There's going to be a lot of talk with the bird. A lot of talk, and this is Mercury too. I see a lot of talk about the vaccine, like a lot of information, and I feel like it's not clear because the trust. So I feel like it's hard to know what to trust. We have the star here in this little card here. So I feel like I think, well, the star is Aquarius energy, okay? And so that is your cosmic message. And your cosmic message was pretty clear about limitless and the fact that you should be moving forward with your rainbow body, your authentic self. So you had a very clear message about what the universe really wanted from you. And again, this is a little computer. Some of you may be like looking up a lot of I feel like some of you guys are looking up a lot of information about the vaccine and the virus and I don't know, you guys are like doing a lot of research, like you guys, and you had the Virgo energy here in the ghost card. So you guys sometimes get lost in research and, you know, trying to figure out the facts yourself. I feel like because you're very curious, you have that childlike enthusiasm. So, okay, let's take a look at your guys' words. I need to make some room here. Something about the vaccine. It's like, and I got a bad feeling in my tummy. Grr. Nobody wants to hear that. Something about, yeah. Okay. I'm just going to turn these over really quick. If I see music again, I'm going to laugh right now. This can be anything. Okay. Sorry. This one was yeah, I saw music right away. Ooh, music is a big deal for you guys. I feel like music might be healing. It might be a place for you to get stuff out. It might be a reflection of how you feel. You see. Some people, I think of bats using like a sonar, like a vibration to navigate. I feel like, ooh, messages. Oh, it could be a message from, like you could get a vibe or a message from music. You know, sometimes when I listen to, like when you're going through a suggested and all of a sudden an old song comes up and it was from a specific time frame, and then you hear from that person from that specific time frame, that's like a little message. Mark. It could be Mark, or I'm feeling like a check mark, like checking it off. The vaccine, check, and the vaccine. I don't know what that means, but something means something. I got SOS. interesting. I hate when I do this stuff because it's like so strong sometimes. Rug. I think of grounding. I don't know why I'm thinking. So the message I'm getting from rug is grounding, grounded, soft, like soft footing. Like I'm feeling like you're walking on like slowly, deliberately. I don't know why I'm thinking, but not like hard steps would be to me would be either a hard journey ahead, but like something soft means that it's a gradual progression. I don't know why I got that. That's crazy town. I also heard rug being pulled out from under you. See me. Like a false sense of security. The vaccine, like I'm feeling like something comes up about the vaccine. Somewhere where we need to perfect it, I think, or something, a new development. That's what I'm feeling. I can't figure it out. I can't. It's like too hard for my brain to like try to figure out. You're hesitant. Maybe that's a soft footing with about hesitation. Maybe you don't trust the vaccine. And an arc is over. So arc, because it's just sitting right there, arcing over. But I think the arc is spelled F-I-R-A-R-C, right? But I think that's everything that I can see just jumping out at me. If I see something else, I'll let you guys know. See, seer. Sorry, I just saw something like seer. And in this way, I feel like it's like you have like a gut feeling about something, and so you become the seer in that, like you start. I feel like what you start to do is to trust your gut. That's what this is a hard one. It was like a pretty intense feeling, not gonna lie. Okay. All right, guys. It's time for our numbers. You know what else I saw? So I saw a spot. More about the rashes. Okay, I see more about rashes. But I also see stop. Like something puts a stop or a halt on something. Interesting. Okay. We have 61, 47, 58, 70, and 4. We had 48 up here. So when I think of 48 and then I see 58, this is a change in the way that you move forward and become successful, because 5 is change. Also, 5 and 7, they're very curious energies. And then you have this computer. You're very curious, because 4s are coming up. Questioning authority, questioning, you don't trust what's coming out. You don't trust the powers that be to be telling you the truth. Yeah, 7 is coming up too. It's like you're looking for that answer. You're digging deep, maybe on the internet, snooping around. Is what I see too. Well, part of the energy that comes from Aquarius energy is technology, research, medical marvels come out of it, of course. I also see new and innovative ways of thinking. So for some of you, you guys are going to have some very, very expensive thinking in this energy. Anyhow, guys, that's just some of the stuff that's coming as we move forward. We'll talk lots more about what's coming for you. I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful week. And don't forget to check out my video. And much love to all of you. And just go out there and be the change you guys want to see in the world. And let's start a revolution for the better, okay? Let's go out there and make a change that is going to bring some positivity back into this world. Hi guys, this is Annette with Self-Care Sunday. Every Sunday I put out a video to help you prepare your energy for the week ahead, and you guys have chose the Chariot. So in pile number 1 we had the Chariot. This has 2 Chariot cards in it, and it was the kind of like more childlike spirit of the Chariot, but this one is actually the mature outlook on the Chariot card. It's very interesting. I'll show you the difference between the two. Let's see. So pile number 1 got this one. Pile number 2 is getting this one. So you guys might be interested in pile number 1. So let's take a look here. Whoops, I see a little stray from pile number 1. Okay, so this week on the 20th, Mercury enters Capricorn, which I find very interesting because Mercury enters Capricorn and the Sun enters Capricorn on the 21st day of the big alignment that is going to be happening between Jupiter and Saturn in Aquarius. Sun entering Capricorn, Mercury entering Capricorn, when Jupiter and Saturn have left Capricorn. Now Pluto is still in Capricorn to kind of give you like layout of the land here, right? But what I find interesting is this feels very, so the Chariot is Cancer energy. Cancer energy is the opposite of Capricorn energy, right? So I find it very, very interesting that as we move in and we get centered, a spotlight gets beamed onto Capricorn energy. It has a lot to do with what we're leaving behind. And I think of the Chariot card when I think of that. Because we are leaving behind areas where we lose power, where we don't take the lead in our lives, where we wait for others to tell us how to move, right? So a Chariot card is a 7, and it's movement. And I feel like in the first pile, what they were releasing with their cycle was waiting for others to tell them how to move. I think for you, I think it is the hesitation to move. This card feels much more hesitant. It feels very submissive to movement. It feels very... It feels like, because I'm seeing the wind, and this is just the way I'm reading it, doesn't necessarily mean that's a definition of the card, but the way that I'm feeling this card is it takes a lot of wind under your sails to get your boat to go, if you know what I mean. It takes a lot of energy for you to propel you to move forward. You hesitate in a different way, where it's not about, in the first pile, where they have to have somebody tell them what to do. You definitely have leadership skills, but it takes a lot of energy for you to be pushed forward. It's almost like these guys are just laying here. It feels very lazy, right? It feels very, and with the wind blowing around, it just feels like a stagnation to me. It doesn't feel like, propelling you forward type of energy. I don't know what. So maybe some of you your comfort zone's really, really, because I'm seeing somebody old, and the older you get, the more comfortable you get, and the more that you've seen, and you don't have that hasty feeling because you've been through it before. So it's not like, I don't know, you become almost like immune to the stimuli of movement, of the need to move. So it's almost like complacency. I feel like boredom, or just okay being stuck. Like you're not a person who is really super driven to create a lot of change and movement. And so it takes a lot of stimuli for you to think, okay, now's the time to move. I'm feeling like, also just to let you know, there's a square between Uranus and Aries and Mars in Aries. Excuse me, Uranus and Taurus, which is in retrograde. There's a square. There's a square in Mars and Aries. And I'm feeling like you just move real slow. You don't like a lot of sudden changes or shifts in energy, and you're stuck in your ways. And so I think where you guys are going to get progression is you're going to be pushed forward. Let's see how you guys are pushed forward. Whoa. Well, this looks like a very emotional situation because this is a Cancer-based card, right? It looks like in matters of the heart. I feel like when your heart gets involved and when you go through something emotionally that really impacts the heart, that really pushes you in the direction. So for some of you, especially you Cancers out there who are watching this pile, but it doesn't have to be a Cancer. I feel like where you really start to pick up some speed is in anything that's a heart-based endeavor, anything that you're super duper passionate about, anything that has your heart involved. Let's take a look at your spirit animal here. You guys have the mouse. This is an earth-based energy. So I've read the mouse before. We just had him either 2 weeks ago or last week. And so I'm very familiar with his energy. This little mouse is very curious, is very productive in the material realm, always finds a way, super resourceful, sneaky. Where there's a will, there's a way with this guy, right? And mice are very persistent, never gives up, never takes its eye off the ball. And so for some of you, when it comes to matters of the heart, you have a hard time giving up on people or situations that have to do with the heart-based energy. We have a pretty intense quincunx that's going to happen this week between Venus and Sagittarius and Uranus and Taurus. Venus representing relationship, partnerships, bonds, and unions, anything you want to attract, and money and pleasure, right? And it's in Sagittarius. So stretching those boundaries, really redefining boundaries. I feel like it's wandering into new and different ways of looking at things. It's the elevated mind. But it's also, this would suggest some sort of confrontational energy. So maybe the push, and Taurian energy is very stubborn as the bull, right? And so I'm feeling like what may propel you is you may get super rigid and stubborn about something, and something heart-based may propel some movement for you into this progressive energy. So for some of you, it could mean that some of you have been a lone wolf for a really long time, I'm feeling. Some of you guys have been, there's not a lot of reason to move or do anything different because you're kind of alone. Like you don't really have a bunch of people to answer to, and you're kind of leading your own life. And so maybe something heart-based comes in to kind of kick you in the butt and kind of give you some momentum. That's what I'm feeling, and it start to make you some productive in an area where I feel like you haven't been as productive as you should be. Oh, so for some of you, this could be in an area of parenting, but I'm seeing yellow as well. So also in an area where you want to create some happiness, because that's yellow. And then in 6 and 3, that's relationships, partnerships, bonds, and unions. And 3 is that something having to do with communication. So communication from a kiddo, maybe communication from family, maybe what's heart-based about some of you is that you're longing for relationships with family, and so that you may want to create some momentum because you want to have closer relationships, partnerships, bonds, and unions. Somebody that's it's something that you need on a heart-based level, but it has to do with other people, right? And 6 and 3, that's 9, so that's also a completion in this area. So for some of you, I feel like that it's been a while since you've had a connection, a real, true connection, where there was a lot of happiness involved in it. And so some of you may be craving that. So you're thinking of new and innovative ways, your mouse's energy. What this is supposed to be about, this reading is supposed to be about this week, is what's being ushered in for me. You know, what does this alignment mean for me? And what this alignment means for you. I've already created a video, guys, about, in general, what the energy is about. So go check it out. It is my Jupiter in Aquarius aligns with Saturn in Aquarius video. I put it out last week. This is in general having to do with you. So I see heart, I see love, companionship. I see you've been alone, or you have been leading kind of your own life. I feel like leading your own life is in the energy. So I want to know, what are you leaving behind? Because as we are moving out of a karmic lesson, we are leaving something behind. We are going into a new era in our life, into a new chapter, into a new beginning, and something progressive for us. What is on the table for you? And you guys got the Warrior in reverse. I want you to take a look at the fact that you got this Chariot card, not indicating a ton of movement. I feel like there's a lot moving around you, but you're not moving. And I'm seeing this Warrior in reverse. So let's read about the Warrior being in reverse. Like, what does that mean? Okay. Let's take a look at the Warrior in reverse. So it says, reverse is the embodiment of the masculine power gone amok, and includes the use of intimidation, violence, or terrorism as a means of achieving goals. This is a man who is harsh and quick to strike, usually to those lesser than he. It is also a warmonger, the power grabber, the abuser of women and children. This is the bully. In a man's reading, it can indicate that he is exhibiting this attitude, or that he is being influenced in some way by someone who is. It can also indicate a dangerous enemy who will stop at nothing to achieve his goals. In a woman's reading, it may indicate that she suffers from being attracted to this type of man, or is currently involved in a relationship with an abuser, either emotionally or physically. It may imply that she is constantly involved with men who are unable to love, or who are interested only in power over others. It can also indicate that her own inner warrior is currently under suppression, or perhaps it is time for her to find that inner strength. Yeah. So maybe in matters of the heart, guys, here's what I'm feeling. You have learned to go it alone. There's been a lot of emotional abuse, and I feel like some of you feel maybe stronger without somebody, or going it alone. Maybe you could be with somebody who is kind of an oppressive person, and so you kind of do your own thing kind of behind the scenes, but there's a stagnation in your energy, and I can't help but feel it in matters of the heart. Like there's something stopping you from having the types of connections that you want. There's a boundary, there's a wall that's been created, and I'm thinking of that Venus in Sagittarius, quincunx in 6 degrees that we have with Taurus and Uranus in Taurus, which is in retrograde in 6 degrees. And 6 is relationships, partnerships, bonds, unions, companionship, that sort of stuff. So anything where we unite with somebody or create a union with somebody in some way. So maybe you tend to lose power and you're not as productive in relationships. So some of you kind of feel like it's better to do it alone. Also, you could have been involved. Capricorn energy is authority figures of any kind, or it could be an oppressive person. It could be a person who has abused power in some way at some time. I feel like you have settled. That's what I'm feeling. We'll see. Let's see what the Ghost Tarot comes up with for you. Yikes. Okay, so we have the Sun. We have the Four of Wands, and we have the King of Pentacles. Again, Ghost Tarot is the things that we are leaving behind, the ghosts from our past, you know, the ghosts that we deal with on a daily basis, the ghost that lies in our subconscious, right? And for you guys, something that prevented your heart and you from shining. You had to, it's almost like somebody else had to have the spotlight. You couldn't have the spotlight. You had to be behind the scenes. I feel like you're used to being behind the scenes, not in the spotlight. I feel like you have tried. I feel like you have tried to create a foundation and a structure for your life. You've tried to build a life, I feel, several times. You've been always seeking that feeling of stability, because that's another thing that Capricorn represents, is responsibility and stability. And I feel like you thought you could have that when you united with other people. Like maybe you sought partners that had strong, firm foundations. Maybe they were older than you, maybe they were more experienced than you, maybe that they were in a higher, social class than you or something, but they stabilized everything for you. You didn't stabilize them for you. You sought people who stabilized things for you. And I feel like money is a big conversation here. Money, stability, progression, career success, like those kinds of conversations are very, very important to you. And I feel like you don't like to rock the boat in any of those areas. So, and because you have the mouse there, I also feel like work. I see work here. I see you're not, you know what you're not afraid to do? You're not afraid to be that person who is busting their butt for their boss. So their boss gets all the accolades and you don't. You're the one who's really the reason for this boss's success or this supervisor's success, or this person who is in the spotlight, their success, but it's actually because of you. You don't understand your own power. That's what I think. That's what I think here. So let's see. Okay. So we're going to pull out the light seer. You guys are getting so much relationship-y stuff. Bummer. Bummer for you. Okay. Okay, guys. Let's take a look at these three. Okay. So I think something happened something that you didn't see coming. It kind of changed everything. I feel like something happened behind the scenes. I'm getting a weird feeling. And I feel like you did everything you possibly could to keep somebody in the spotlight and make them happy, but I just don't see them returning that favor. I feel like they're very selfish, and I feel like they were self-focused and they don't care who they hurt or who they left behind or what they did. And I think it's difficult for you to understand your part in this. I feel like you're not being truthful or honest with yourself about the role that you played in this scenario. Letting somebody steal your light and letting somebody steal your thunder it's not fair to you, because you're a really supportive and loving person, and I feel like people don't see you the way that they should see you. I feel like you're very uninterested now in building anything with anybody. I still feel like you're this lone wolf out there. I feel like you're choosing safety over taking a risk. Like you're not, like where you're stuck in your energy, where you're releasing and you're moving forward is uniting or combining with anybody or trusting somebody completely enough to build a strong foundation is just so not your deal. Like I feel like you've went through the school of hard knocks and trust. And you know what it is? It's because when you gave power to somebody in a relationship, you gave them complete power. You didn't know how to give them, how to make them shine, but still be an equal. Like you didn't know how to regulate that. You're an all or nothing kind of lover, all or nothing kind of partner. You give your work all or nothing. You're kind of an all or nothing person. And I feel like when you give all or nothing, you're giving them everything of you, but then if they can do whatever they want to you in that kind of power. So I feel like it's an area where you're trying to learn how to not do that anymore. Okay. All right. So I feel like where you need to learn and grow and manifest from and start to progress in is learning how to work as an equal with people. So somebody who recognizes your skills, your attributes, the things that are great about you, but there's a togetherness. There's slow, steady growth. They're reliable. They're not going to take advantage of you. And I feel like when it comes to matters of the heart here, this page of cups, it's learning how to not be all or nothing in your heart as well. Like there's a fine line with love of loving healthy and then loving in an unhealthy mindset. So I don't know, maybe in your childhood, you know, you were taught to be at the beck and call of your parents, or maybe you had to step up and be a parent because you didn't have a parental role in your life. But I feel like your voice was squashed in that you weren't able to be able to, I don't know, play and just be healthy and an experimental little kid. Like I feel like there was something to do with that. And I feel like it's really hard in a world like this because, I don't know, I feel like you settled. That's all I can't get it out of my head. It's like settling. Ooh, you guys have perseverance. I know that I can do whatever I set my mind to. So I see the green in here. I see the purple and the green. And green to me is wealth, but it's also earth-based energy. It's the physical realm's energy. And I see the purple as far as an awareness, awakening. So I feel like, although you can see with this guy right here, I can see that he is, sorry, let's put this like this. maybe it's really hard for you to get the momentum to be driven in that area. Okay. We have first light. It says beginning a new cycle. So we just had a solar eclipse. The solar eclipse was in Sagittarius. It is the beginning. It was the start of something new for you. It's going to stretch your boundaries. It's going to pull you out of those comfort zones, whether you want to or not. It's going to push you into new directions. And this energy is the momentum. The momentum that I see, like the air there, is the universe. Is spirit, is your guides pushing you out of this complacency in your mind. Like, you're just very complacent. It's driving me bananas. I'm so not like this. Like, I'm so driven. Like the opposite. Illumination. So you have both, to me, you have both the lunar and the solar eclipse represented here. So the beginning, the new cycle over there, that was the solar eclipse. Here's the lunar eclipse. And the lunar eclipse was an illumination in Gemini energy. And Gemini energy is the stimuli around you. And it's something in your immediate environment you have been illuminated in. Meaning you have had, you've been woke up to. And when you're illuminated in something, it means that it then takes it into this, I don't know, this lower mind, this day-to-day thinking, and it elevates it into the higher mind where we can process and look at things from a bigger perspective. So I feel like we're at that stage where we're just in a bigger perspective with energy. And I'm going to do this real quick, guys. Ooh, mountain. And for me, see, I see the moon and the mountain. The lunar eclipse is bigger for you than the solar eclipse was. The solar eclipse is ushering in new energy, the momentum, right? I think something really big has been focused on, and the spotlight for the Capricorn energy is something in your life. It has to do with a challenge, because the mountain is challenging energy. And it's going to take perseverance to get up this and climb this mountain and get on the other side of this mountain. Or you have had some challenge and you're now ready to embark upon this new adventure and to venture forward. It's very interesting energy. You guys got golden treasures. And so let's take a look at this. This is the Blue Messiah. Okay. It says, the cave you fear to enter holds the treasure you seek. And it just makes me think of this mountain and the cave in the mountain. Very cool. That's crazy. You can embrace many lessons during the course of your life in order to overcome a cyclic patterns of suffering to find peace, contentment, and happiness. These lessons are the golden treasures of your soul. Although challenging, they can enrich your spirit with greater perspective, awareness, wisdom, and expanded consciousness. These are the treasures that you carry through to the next stage of your conscious evolution. Stay conscious, dear one, as your spiritual lessons continue to unfold before you. By being conscious of the patterns in your life and viewing the experience from a higher perspective, you are better able to understand what in you is attracting that cyclic experience. Very interesting. I think it goes back to childhood. I think it goes back to the way that you were raised. It could go back to, for some people, it could be like a cultural type belief system. It could even be like a religious a religious mindset that was imprinted as you grew up. You grew up in this environment thinking this way, and you're challenging those thoughts. So think of Aquarius energy. We're challenging norms. We're going outside of the norms. We're questioning everything. We're updating it. We're bringing it all of that experience forward, but we're progressing it into the new energy that the future is going to become. Oh, the shadow self. Ooh. You guys are getting some dang heavy cards. What the flying flipper? Okay, the shadow self. Let's take a look here. Okay, it says, unless you learn to face your own shadows, you will continue to see them in others because the world outside you is only a reflection of the world inside you. Oh, it says you may be wondering why you've been facing so many triggers and challenges of late. Things have been going well despite a few roads humps along the way. But the challenges that have been appearing all around you recently seem to be so overwhelming and disorienting. Just when you thought you had everything under control, it seems as though the world has suddenly shifted. Spirit understands your confusion and uncertainty during this period. Rest assured, dear one, this is a time of cleansing and clearing of all that was avoided and hidden inside you. Yeah. So the mouse's energy, just an FYI, they do everything at night. They do everything under a shield of darkness. They do everything, it's sneaky. It's behind the scenes. They're very scared all the time. Everything is a predator to them, right? So they slink around and they hide, and they only come out when they feel that it's safe. Now they're very instinctual, and they're very good at protecting themselves, and they live in a constant state of fear, which has heightened that instinct of self-preservation, right? And I feel like that's where you are. I feel like if you just stay right where things are and you just hold the fort, man, and you just don't want to progress anymore, I feel that's where you start to feel this energy, this like, I mean, it's fine. I'm going to stay right here. I'm not going to move, because if I move, I'm scared of my own shadow. I'm scared of everything. If I go outside this tight little boundary, and the problem with that is it goes into agoraphobic type mentality, meaning your world just gets smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller, to where you can't ever move outside anything. Like your world is so tiny. Pretty soon you have no friends because, well, maybe a friend said something that hurt you. Or pretty soon, you have no family because somebody in your family has said something or did something that hurt you, and so therefore now you have no family. Or, hey, you have no lovers in your life anymore. You have no companionship because you know what, they've all hurt you, and so there's no sense to move forward with that kind of stuff. So your world, see how I say it gets tinier and tinier and tinier, and it's just such it's a confining little world that you live in, where you are this warrior where you lose power. Okay, this is naked. Dare to bear it all. You guys crack me up because you are absolutely not the type to be out there bearing it all. You're very, very conservative, and you're very interested in being in control. And so to be naked and to bear it all would probably create an abnormal amount of discomfort and fear, and you would feel very out of control of your circumstances if you bared it all. Woo. I want to read her book because it's just a beautiful book, and we're doing a lot of reading, but this is the biggest event we've had in 200 years. I mean, this alignment has been 200 years in the making, my friends. So we need to spend some time to try to figure out what next. You know what I'm saying? Okay, let's take a look here. Naked. Your true and authentic nature is more beautiful than any costume you could ever wear. ask yourself, what is it that I'm afraid of people will find out about me? Once you answer that question, your work is to fall in love with that part of yourself, remembering there is something lovable even in the parts we reject. As you amplify your self-love and your acceptance quotient, you will discover that you have nothing to hide, and you will find it becomes effortless to walk your talk and talk your walk and wear your soul on your sleeve. The meaning is transparency. And the mantra is, the more open and honest and transparent I can be, the more exhilarating my life becomes. Whew, what a freaking crazy reading you guys pulled out of there. Okay, so this is what you got to let go of. This is actually called letting go. You know, we're all going to be learning something new, and we're all going to be venturing forward into new energy, that places we haven't treaded before, places where I feel like we used to have a conservative mindset in some way. And so let's see what yours has to say. Okay, this one says, make real progress by pushing aside perfection and never looking back. So we all think that we have to be perfect before we can progress, before we can put ourselves out there, before we can put anything out there. It has to be perfect. It has to be competitive. Some of us prefer to stay behind the scenes because we're not comfortable with who we are. And some of us think that people are more deserving of attention, and that in some way, if they stay kind of out of sight, out of mind, I'm thinking of, let's pull these out of the way here really quick. Okay, here, I'll go over here. Sorry, I couldn't reach it. I think of this. Dimming your own light, like hiding. It's very in your guys' reading. I mean, you could have been done wrong. I mean, I don't know. Let's take a look at your guys' charms here. Here, I'll put this over here. I'm trying new angles out for my camera, so if you guys hate it or I hate it, I hated the sound quality in my last video because I had it on my microphone on the other side, and I find that I talk to my left side because I'm left-handed, so I turn my head more to the left, which I didn't know, and it was just really weird. So I'm trying to be conscious of. It's funny because this is like not letting me close, so this is what you need closure in. Okay, so let's take a look at this. It says meow. So instincts, cats have 9 lives. It is never too late to start a new life. It is never too late to start over. It is never too late to be courageous and get curious about what's next and what's to come. Don't think that you understand where this energy is going, because you don't. You have never been here before. Your karmic cycle has ended big time in an area. So this is the King of Pentacles. King of Pentacles is progression, and I'm seeing this closure here. Like, this wouldn't let me close it, this money issue. So for some of you, you're like, I feel like some of you think that the obstacle may be money, maybe the economy, maybe the state of the economy. Maybe some of you guys are like, it's not the right time because, you know, obviously I can't do anything about my circumstances because economically I'm challenged. And let's see what it says about that. So I'm just trying to put these over here. And this is just like a hot mess. Okay, I have a Venus in Virgo, so like this crap, when it gets too crazy like that, I have to spend time doing it. I'm so sorry. Oh my gosh, you guys got the sun in the clouds. Sun peeking out of the cloud here. Coming out from behind a very cloudy time in your life. The sun, I said, is highlighting and spotlighting a part of you that you need to restore. And, you know, you need to get some ground in, you need to empower. This could be taking flight, but this is also a man-made machine. So it's something material. So something you do to help your life take flight. This could also just mean that you have to go to a different destination. You're on a different path, on a different journey, soaring. You did have the mountain. So that it suggests climbing high. Travel, of course, but I have my own. So this is water energy, and it is a starfish. So you guys get a wish upon a star. You guys, this is a time of wishes. I can't say enough that this is Saturn and Jupiter aligning to give you one sweet ass gift, but you have to wish for it. You have to believe that you can have it, and you have to stop thinking everything is hopeless and it just is the way it is, and there's no rational logic behind any of what I'm saying, but I'm telling you there is. This is the Eight of Cups here. This is moving away. This is walking away from something that I know used to hold you back. It's a mindset. I feel like it's a place where it's so funny because I feel like it's a place where people used to block you from shining. So now you've gotten so used to being behind the scenes that you don't realize that the universe is trying to make you a star. It's trying to make you shine, but you won't let it. You understand what I'm saying? So you got to walk away from that mentality. This is a memory. I don't know if you can see it. It's a memory. It looks like a picture. It looks like an old photo of like home and family. I strongly feel like it's like something that you were taught to believe. It may have had something to do with your parents. I'm not gonna lie, like something to do with them. It says, believe in love. You do have a lot here about love. Never think you're too old. Never think you're too unattractive. Never think that you're too heavy. Never think that you're not perfect enough for love. That there's so many prettier people out there, or much more attractive people out there, or people that are more desirable or financially more stable, or all the labels you stick on stuff. Those labels are, you're now self-imposing those labels. That's actually not what people think. And this one says, so much of me is made from what I learned from you. You'll be with me like a handprint on my heart. Definitely parents. Definitely something to do with the way that you were raised. Definitely some sort of distorted thinking. This is freedom. Obviously issues in the USA. A lack of freedom. I see a lack of freedom. I also this doesn't have to do with just the USA because of this charm. I'm feeling a lack of freedom in this cloudy, kind of sunny life here. I believe the sun has came out a couple of times in your life, but practical. This is Virgo energy. Virgo energy, depending on where it is. Virgo energy can be a very tough energy because it can be consumed with the details. You can actually get caught in analysis paralysis and actually become counterproductive in there because you can get so consumed with all of your research and all the data and all the things that I don't know. It's like you can get so consumed by everything that you read on the web that that can be paralyzing. That can take away some of this momentum here. I'm feeling We have an 8 of Pentacles and an 8 of Cups. 8 is success. So 8 is success in the material realm. It is usually financial success. It has a lot to do with wealth and abundance. And if you're looking at it from an emotional, so like there's 2 types of pleasure, right? There's like that emotional pleasure and there's that physical pleasure. And so I feel like because I'm seeing a lot of physical stuff here, a lot of physical situation. I feel like you feel very limited in the physical realm. See, there's money in the flying, not being able to travel. I feel like, I don't know, it's like losing steam or something. Guys, you got to be really innovative and you got to think outside the box if you're going to survive this time, because this has a lot to do with experimenting and finding new ways to create happiness and abundance and prosperity in your life, because the same old isn't going to cut it no more. So let's go ahead. Okay. Do. I was just thinking of like a creative way. My brain is always going. Something I want to do on the channel creatively, but let's see here. Let's see. I see phone. Huh. So I see maybe getting a phone call, maybe making a phone call, reaching out to, maybe there was something that happened in the family because of this old picture. Maybe it's memories, and I don't know, maybe it's a phone call. Something as simple as a phone call, I'm hearing. I also see, can you guys see that? Okay, I just want to make sure. I see you want more. I see that you guys want more than this life. I mean, I think you're feeling that nudge from the universe of like, I don't know, not being as stuck as you have been. I'm also seeing a lake. I'm feeling like really good memories of being at the lake. Maybe you used to hike around a lake, run around a lake, and maybe a certain body of water is really significant, because this picture, I'm going crazy with this picture here, these old memories. It could be something that you see on social media as well. Just, you know how sometimes in like Facebook, there'll be like memory recommendations of like 5 years ago, and it'll like time warp you back to a certain time. So it could just be old photos, old memories. Some of you are getting a little nostalgic, I'm feeling, in this energy, which can happen if you are looking at times when you used to have more than you currently have. I'm not lying. I saw Great Lakes. So anybody in the Great Lake area, that's what I'm seeing. Yeah, my dog is having a party in there and I really don't know what's going on, but he'd be crazy. Puppy, what are you doing in there? Sounds like he's tearing up the place. A quote. Some of you guys may hear a quote this week that kind of stands out and kind of sticks with you. You may read a quote, or something that somebody says may have some special significance, and it's kind of like, you know, those motivational words that you really like to hear. Grr. I saw grave again. We are having a lot of loss, and so some of you may be dealing with losses. I hate that one though. Rave. Don't you wish we could go to a rave, man? Any kind of party, anywhere. That'd be really great. Because it looks like we're going in lockdown again. So crazy. Oh my gosh. So I'm hearing no. I don't know why. Just no. Oh my gosh, serious? Oh, okay, good. Because I'm like, dude, that was like starting to get lippy, but I don't have it. Let's see if I have anything else before I move on. Boy, I wish I had hope to give you, because I could see it, that it's like, okay. Maybe some of you, maybe the way that you were imprinted was to be, you know, heterosexual, and that's not your lifestyle choice, and it could have been disappointing for family. Grr, I don't like that one. I don't think it really matters. I saw tan skin, tan complexion. That's what I saw, like really pretty dark skin, tan skin, like cocoa skin. Really pretty skin though. I just can see it in my head. I always wonder why these like come up. Like, they're so vivid though. So it's like I need to say them, but it's like, what does that even mean? Crazy. I see favor. Maybe somebody asks you to do a favor, or you do a favor for somebody. I see calling out somebody else's accomplishment. You know, a way that you can shine is by helping others shine too. And that in turn sends some good juju your way. That way. If I see anything more when I'm pulling out these numbers, then I will let you know. But we're starting to get into it. Yeah, you guys, there's jet here. So a plane, a jet. I'm seeing travel, even though there's like a travel ban, and it for most people, like traveling is not. See, I see jet, and then I see joy. Some of you really longing for family, longing for familiarity, going to see somebody you haven't seen in a while. It's like, guys, some of you guys need to get the hell out of Dodge, man, dude. It was in pile 2 last time, too. You guys are still feeling it, huh? It's like, get out. Oh my gosh. Oh, shut your mouth. Shut up. Watch. We have get and we have out. Okay. You guys ain't playing. Okay, so we have 2. We have 60. We have 4. 2, 4, 6. 8 or 7. So here we have 8 and 8. Remember, we had 2 8s here. We have 89 or 80, 68, and then we have, what was our, we had 63 and we had 8 here. 8's big for you. 8, I feel like moving forward with this Jupiter and Aquarius alignment with Saturn and Aquarius energy. It has a lot to do with you creating success. I feel like maybe a business, maybe getting involved in something that you're super creative and passionate about. I feel like that will start to inject some happiness and some momentum. I feel like us waiting to make sure that the material realm does it for us is not going to help your guys' situation. I feel like for some of you, kind of to put the oomph back into your life, I really just see you creating something, doing something productive. I see productivity with this mouse, and we've got the King of Pentacles here. We've got the Three of Pentacles here. I'm seeing the beginning, that first light over there. I'm also seeing the fact that we had the illumination. It's about getting, so if you look at this, this 4 is about structure. It's about building something. And then we have 6 and we have 6 here. And so we know that it has to do with relationships with people. So going it alone, toughing it out alone, the lone wolf mentality, cut it out. No more of that. Because there's so much to be learned from other people. There's so much about yourself you can learn from other people. And there's so many resources. I think of 8 and I think of the 8th house, and then I think of resources. So people can help you find resources, find ways to create and network and create connections with people. And it can be like-minded, and it can be people that make you happy, and create some momentum and have some powerful conversations about progressive energy, progressing your future as well. Kind of just fires you up a little bit. I feel like when you're sitting in this headspace, it's that stubborn, stuck, okay, fine, everything is the way it is, kind of, and I just hate that energy so much. It's like the most boring energy ever. I'm a Gemini rising, so that would kill me. That would absolutely kill me dead, is it getting something boring like this. I need momentum. You got to be productive, man. Anyhow, guys, thank you so much for watching. Much love to all of you. You're rebuilding, you're restructuring, you're changing your life for the better. So just be optimistic. I know everything is trying to kill our joy and our happiness. I know they are. It's the only way that people get control over us is to just oppress us, and just take all the hope out of our lives so that we just aimlessly follow them like little minions. But guess what? We're above that. We're onto them. We see their game and we're not playing it, right? So just much love to all of you, and just go out there and be the change you guys want to see in the world and start a revolution for happiness, hope, and success. This is Annette with Sun to Shine Astrology and Tarot, and welcome to Self-Care Sunday. Every Sunday I put out a video to help you prepare your energy for the week ahead. And this is the week we've all been waiting for. It is the week that Jupiter in Aquarius aligns with Saturn in Aquarius in 0 degrees. This has not happened in 200 years, at least. Jupiter and Saturn aligning in 0 degrees of an air sign, okay? So this is big. To me, this is the start of the age of Aquarius, for sure. This is lots of new and innovative ways that we're going to be doing things and thinking and expressing ourselves. And we're going to have lots of innovative ideas filled with cool inventions and technology. And I just feel like you can finally see hope in something different. I feel like I need something different. I do not feel like there's any hope in keeping things the way that they have been. They're a hot mess and they're falling apart. And as Saturn and Jupiter and Pluto were all in Capricorn energy, it just basically broke everything down that had any kind of flaw. And it has shattered it, and we just are left with the only thing to do, which is rebuild and restructure things to be much more functional and progressive, okay? So you guys picked pile number 3 and you have a beautiful card for once. So let's just talk a little bit about what's coming down this week. We have Mercury entering into Capricorn on the 20th. On the 21st, we have the sun enters into Capricorn energy. So the sun is going to be highlighting and putting a spotlight on things that have been broke down for us, things where we need to restructure and rebuild, and we need to make it more secure, right? And then we have the alignment still on the 21st between Jupiter and Saturn in Aquarius. And this is big. I mean, this is a big week, and it's a signal for us to kind of piss or get off the pot. I mean, there's no going back, guys. I mean, we can't think that we are going to go back to the way things were. We are in the age of Aquarius. A revolution is going to start in our future, you know, a revolution for progressive energy. There's no going back to the way that things were, where we just kind of stuck our nose in the sand and let everybody else take control of our lives and our destinations. You guys picked the Aquarius card. So you are definitely very consumed this week with this alignment's energy. For you, this is about knowing how to coexist between the emotional realm and the physical realm and to be productive in both. It's also a very fated time, a very karmic time for you. And this is the time where you get to wish for something more for your future. You get to let go of a very long, hard karmic road, and it is your time to shine. It's your time to move forward. You have something special to give, and what the universe is going to help you see is that a blessing that you were given, you specifically, it's something this world needs right now for hope and success and progression, right? So let's take a look here. So let's take a look at your soul card. Holy crap. This is soul cards too. I haven't seen this one before. Very beautiful energy. This is about the mind and the heart aligning to me. This feels very much like, or your mind and your soul. This feels like a connection. It feels like a very, very, very intense download to something that is truly deep. So here's what I like about this card. A lot of times we get a lot of momentum in our life for progression through heart-based endeavors, things that make us passionate, right? We're really fired up about and we're very passionate about, and it creates that spark, and that I feel that spark here. What I like about this is it's also something that is stimulating your mind, something that is very, you're very curious about, and you're very optimistic about, and it feels like, I feel like a tingling in my forehead, like you are getting a download, like some clarity. You're getting a sense of direction. You are getting an idea. Something over, I would say the next few years is going to change dramatically in your life. And I feel like there's a piece about it too. Like, I don't feel like this, you're struggling with this change. Like, I feel like it feels guided and you feel okay with it. It's really beautiful energy. You guys have the unicorn. What the heck is going on? You got the star in that card and then the unicorn. Like, whoa, look at that. Let's take a look at the unicorn's energy. Wow. Okay, so I just noticed something about this card in her book. So this card in her book is right before the cosmic egg. And if you guys have ever, if you've ever seen this particular deck, you know that she structures her animals and her guides in here. in an order that has to do with elevation of that animal. Like that animal is kind of like the top of the totem poles kind of energy. And this is the second one from the cosmic egg, and the cosmic egg is a cosmic gift. And so let's see what it says about the unicorn. It says, reconnecting to higher wisdom or divinity. It is difficult to see or hear or think of a unicorn without immediately questioning if it's real. Did they ever exist? Perhaps long, long ago? The mind answers maybe, or it could be, or no way. This very contemplation explains our relationship with divinity. It encapsulates our wavering belief in the unicorn when we wonder what divinity is. We wonder where our intuition comes from and if we can really trust it. We think about the higher power and our mind hesitates between yes and no and maybe. Is it male or female? Does it have a name? Is it just a feeling? The unicorn card appears and wakes us up to curiosity about the higher self and the divine. It is a card of questioning, exploring, and contemplating the inexplicable. Oh, that's a hard one for me to say, sorry. The mind's eye knows there is something beyond our day-to-day lives, a deeper dimension of our experiences. The mind's eye reaches and reaches and reaches out to grasp. Hold on, I can only have one hand. Okay, there we go. For something more. You are the unicorn and you have begun your quest for the answers. This is spooky. Don't you think this is kind of like coolly spooky a little bit that you guys got the star, the unicorn, and this? Like, look at that. Tell me you guys are not getting like some divine guidance and a download of some kind, something magical and feels very progressive and forward. I'm very excited. I'm very excited to hear about what Spirit has to say in this reading. I am. Oh my gosh, spiritual career. Stop it right now. Okay, so this is 78. So 7 is the number that has to do with seeking answers. It's a spiritual journey. It's it's a deep dive, right? So really, really deep dive into, you're carnivorous for more information that has depth and dimension to it. And 8 is success in that, which is why for some of you, what you're very, very curious about will lead you on a spiritual quest. It will become that authentic, guided purpose in your life, and you will have a career in it. Wow. That's really, really cool, guys. Not gonna lie. So I have drawn some cards because one of the things that we're going to be doing is we're going to be moving and releasing ourselves from a very karmic journey that we've been on for some time. And it's been a long one. And that was all the Capricorn energy. So this is places where we lost power, where we let other people take away our power, where we refuse to be responsible for ourselves, where we were socially programmed to believe that it is normal to live the way that we live, and that we had to fit in and we had to do what it takes to be accepted into some sort of social norm type mentality. It was also a place where rules and regulations and boundaries all kept us confined in the same old kind of thinking. Now we're being released from all of that, and we're being ushered forward into the great unknown. I mean, it could not be more unknown. We don't know the destination for our economy. We don't know the destination for our families. We don't know the destination in our jobs and our careers right now. I mean, we are plunging off of a cliff into the ocean of an endless possibilities, but we don't know what to expect from this journey. And I think the scariest part of this journey is to have trust in the universe and trust that this moment, this fated moment, this destined moment was always supposed to pull you past your limitations. It was supposed to push you over your obstacles, right? Okay. Oh, you guys have the body, but it's in reverse. I can tell you that's not a good thing, but we will read the body. So what you are releasing, I hope that this is not a health issue, but I'm kind of feeling like it might be. Okay, so we have the body in reverse. It says, reversed in a reading, it indicates that there is a physical lack of some sort or a presence of disease or injury. It can also indicate the potential for disease, illness, and injury, especially if it falls in the future part of the reading, and it can act as a warning to the Aquarian to pay attention to things which affect his or her health. It can indicate a lack of proper diet and exercise. The presence of this card in a reading can also indicate the abuse of the body through overwork, stress, and neglect. It can also indicate that there is an excessive use of drugs, alcohol, especially when it falls with destruction or a similar card. Let the other cards in the reading color your interpretation of the seriousness of this reverse. For a reversed body card can indicate anything from a need to improve the diet or sleep patterns to a very serious illness. The reverse can also indicate illnesses more often than it does injury, since this card is linked with the body's inherent vitality, and reverse means the lessened of this vitality in some way. Okay. I'm feeling like we have been letting things go. We have been under a tremendous amount of stress, is what I meant to say. And I feel like we have been under a tremendous amount of stress, and that stress has physically impacted our bodies. Some of us, it could be chronic fatigue. I'm feeling, for some of us, that it could just be mental exhaustion. You know, you're just... You anxiety arises really quick. You get easily triggered in the mind. I'm feeling a lack of energy. I also am seeing like substance abuse of some kind. That could be food, excessive like binging, food habits. It could be unhealthy eating. It could be drugs, alcohol, those sorts of things. I do agree that it could be. I'm seeing the cups here also. So I am definitely seeing some drinking going on here that's excessive. And I wish you guys just understood that the world wants you weak. It wants you to fall down. It wants you to be unhealthy. That's why the 1% gets all the latest drugs, the drugs that nobody can afford. They keep them, to where you can't afford them, because they have to stay on top and we have to be on bottom. Like, we always have to be the lesser than of them in some way. This is a wake-up call for you to get your mind and your body healthy. Because when you have a healthy mind, and then that trickles into a healthy body, and that trickles into a healthy soul, right? And you really have to unite those. And so I'm feeling that in the soul cards, especially here. For some reason, I'm feeling that energy of it's time to get it together. It's time, and I'm seeing this, and I know that would normally be temperance, but I'm seeing pouring out, releasing emotion. I'm seeing pour out the alcohol. I don't know why I'm seeing all this. Normally this would be temperance energy. That stuff blocks anything that you do to alter your sense of reality, anything that you do to stop any energy, whether it's good or bad energy, anything you do to mask it or to block it off, I feel like has a pretty intense consequence for you. It's been excessive. Let's put it that way. Well, I don't know why I'm getting that. You know why I'm getting it? Because I'm also getting a kind of the Neptune-y feel from the unicorn, and I'm feeling like some of you guys are very sensitive souls, and you do things to block out the chatter and the fear and all the things and the lack of compassion in the world. I mean, you have so many feelings about what's been going on. It's been really difficult for you to find some balance in the feelings. And so I'm really I don't know why I'm seeing that. So let's look. So I actually decided that we should just take a look at the Ghost Tarot, because we need to look at what we need to release, right? Oh, I love Prime. A Prime truck just went by. Well, let's take a look at what your cards are. Oh, okay, you guys have the Eight of Cups. And again, see, I'm seeing more cups. I'm seeing walking away. I'm seeing the need to get your emotions under control. Stop emotional upheaval. I see that you've tried and tried and tried something on an emotional endeavor. Hasn't been very successful. I see also there's been I feel like there's like your emotions have been piling up. I'm feeling like the consequence of a lot of emotions. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just been one emotional situation after another, and I felt like they piled up, and I just feel like you're done with it. You're walking away. Like, and the moon, I'm seeing that you're just illuminated in this area, and I mean, the only way to go forward is to leave this behind. But I feel like leaving something behind for you, or walking away from things emotionally, that's not your strong suit, and that can be hard for you. As I see you're pouring, I see the Star card, she's pouring. Now, she's actually working with the elements, and she's mastering her elements, right? Because this is the hope after the Tower. So the Star this could be like the beginning of the Tower moment that you experienced, and then this is the hope that's created after the aftermath. So I'm feeling like for some of you, this is what you're going to find as you move forward, is the hope that's after this very emotional moment, very taxing moment on your physical body. We have the Three of Wands. I don't feel like you were a person who was fearless. I feel like you would try a lot of things. You would get passionate about a lot of different things. But I do feel like there was a lot of failure. I'm seeing a lot of failure on the table. And sometimes when we fail a lot, we tend to not trust ourselves. And in this card, I just see strength. I see the kiddo. I see that when you were a kiddo, you were kind of like one of those people who all this energy came natural to. You had lots of downloads, you had lots of little instincts, and you had a lot of intuition. And I feel like you knew what your gift was when you were a kiddo. And I feel like, as everybody gets programmed, because if you're a little different or unique, or you look at things from a different perspective or something like that, you have to conform. Capricorn energy is about conforming. And you conformed because that made everybody else more comfortable with the fact that you were what you were, right? I think in general, you knew what you were. I think you've tried very, very hard with this body in reverse and all this energy to mask what you were. I think when you were a kiddo, you knew exactly what you were. That's super strange. Okay, guys, let's see what the heck this is all about. It's taking a weird turn. You had a little magical spirit, didn't you, when you were a kiddo? Like, I don't know, you liked to pretend, and you were a big imagination when you were a kiddo. I don't know, you're just like one of those kiddos that play was really important. I don't know. Oh, I'm kidding. Oh my gosh, you got the Strength card again. Holy crap. That's crazy town. You got the Strength here and the Strength here. That's some Leo energy, by the way. Leo, Aquarius. I mean, excuse me, Leo and Aries kind of in, for sure. I'm feeling it feels very Leo. The Sun energy. Oh, Tower moments, man, dude. I'm just, I shuffle when I'm trying to connect. I hate this because you have this, okay, I'm going to tell you, you have a childlike enthusiasm, and I feel like you're a very strong-willed person. You're super creative. Like I said, your imagination is like, it's beautiful. And you're so cute. You like to make things grow. Like you're a person who, let me take these, show you what I'm talking about. You're courageous. You have a lot of enthusiasm. You get fired up. You are strong, and you're a leader by nature. By nature, people just follow you, you know? I feel like you shut down your emotions pretty easy because you've been taught to turn off who you are. And so I feel like you tried to get things to grow, your creative endeavors and those feelings, those things that you get super fired up about. But I only think you get a little bit of growth. Like, yeah, it grows, but it's not like abundance, but it grows. And I feel like you're so open to take a risk and try different things. But I feel like that's always been consequential, to be honest with you, that level of enthusiasm. And I feel like as you've tried different things, there's been levels of disappointment. And I think then there was a breaking point. I think you guys had a big breaking point, and it's made you indecisive. It's made you unable to venture forward. This was a heavy one. It was a big one. It was something that pretty much shook things up and made everything unrecognizable at this point. And it weighs heavy in your mind. And I don't know, it's like it kind of killed some of that courageous, imaginative energy that you have. So I feel like this time, the star that's being lit up again, you know, the Christmas star that is being illuminated in your life, shall we say, is, if you look at the Hermit with the glow around the Hermit, and you look at the Strength card, the glow in the Lion, the familial, or the familiar, sorry. And then you look at the Hanged Man, there's the glow of enlightenment in the subconscious. This is reconnecting you to that side of you that is your strength. So I feel like you have it's almost like you have weird superpowers, right? Superpowers that aren't socially acceptable. Like you're different. You have a very unique way of looking at life and going through life, and it seems like, and you tried to conform. I feel like you tried really, really hard with this Aquarius energy here. I think you tried really hard to conform and to please people. Because honestly, you are a people pleaser. You've got 2 Strength cards here. Those are 2 Leo cards. You love pleasing people. It was exhaustive to your body, and it really, really took a toll on you. And this is a time that you need to rebuild yourself. And I'm talking from your foundation. I'm talking from your physical body's foundation. So you probably let yourself go in some way. In some way, I feel like you have let a part of you go because it was just a way that you coped. I felt like you had a really poor coping method. When we try to conform and we try to go against everything we are to fit in, then the consequence is our soul just kind of doesn't flourish, and it shrinks and it shrinks, and the sun doesn't shine anymore. And I feel like for some of you, the sun just, it hasn't been shining. And I feel like a way to get back to that has, you know, one of the best things about all of this oppressive energy that we've been going through, all this time at home, and forcing us to not be able to go out and to do all the things that distract us, it really, really puts a spotlight on where we are the shakiest, right? So for some of us, like I know for me, I hate being home. Like I love my house and I love my home, and I'm very, very happy. But like I need people. So when I'm confined and forced to go into quarantine, it's just not for me, because I love people. What has been highlighted for me is how much I actually do love to be around people, even though I thought I didn't want people in my life because people cause pain. The funny thing is what I'm finding out is that I actually really do need people. I just need good people. People who don't mind who I am and let me shine and let me be me and don't try to oppress. And I don't have to put on a facade to get them to accept me. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, I feel like for you, you need to get back to what you used to be when you were a kid, that childlike enthusiasm. I don't know. Whew. Empathy. I am open to seeing both sides of a situation. Well, I do feel like you've been closed off. And when you close off a valve inside of you, the valve that lets you be you, it can be really hard. It can make you, I can see, like I see the armor in this. So there's the strength here, but then look at this one, all in armor, body armor, full body armor. Like something happened when you were a kid and it's just full body armor here. Now, you need to unlock that. Take off that armor. We have desert passage. There is a divine plan. The one thing that I want you guys to know is that there is a divine plan for everything we're going through. Don't get locked into thinking that this world's a mess and that there's just no reason for it and it's just the worst thing ever. Don't get locked into that type of thinking, guys, because it's really a beautiful time. Fulfillment. God, it's like you guys were living like a half-life, or I don't know, you're just conforming, like you just, but it's like, it's funny because when you shut something down and you suppress it, it's like it takes it out on you in different ways. So either you have really poor coping methods, or you get triggered really easy, or you're emotionally, you have a lot of emotional upheaval, or you're completely disconnected emotionally. Something, it's like you have to unlock this part of your soul, because in there lies the gift. Like you're locking away all, you put a big shield on yourself to protect yourself, but you locked away everything good too. It's really weird. Oh my gosh, ghost lands. Yikes. Yeah, you guys really, really have a lot of things you haven't actually dealt with. I feel like things happened and you just lock them away. I feel like you're a person who's always just persevered and had to be strong. You're just strong. I mean, you don't care what it does to your body. You just got to keep going. You're kind of a keep going kind of person. And it's been very consequential. And I feel like this forced downtime from the universe, it's forcing us to take a look at what really, really takes away our power. And I think for the most of us, we can point that finger at us. I can point my finger back at me because I'm the one who lets people have my power. I give it to them, right? Yeah. Vibration. Oh, it's so pretty. Okay, I'm going to read that really quick. This is Blue Messiah. This is a heavy reading. Like my stomach kind of gets achy in there, guys' reading. Girl, it's like you're so pretty, but you don't even know it. I don't know. So strange. The higher your vibration, the more light you hold. It says everything in the universe vibrates in different frequencies. These vibrations separate you from the unseen realms of your life. But the higher your vibration, the closer your connection to these other dimensions, which support your evolving nature. It is also the higher rate of this vibration that allows you to change form or transition to these dimensions. Your vibration is your own unique frequency or energy signature. It is a accumulation of the many life experiences you have had, and each time you transcend the limitations and ascend to greater awareness and consciousness, your body reacts to the faster vibrating cells. Ooh, it's getting such heavy energy and it's super hard on me. So let's take a look at this one. Worlds within worlds. Woo, this one looks like so Mars-based, doesn't it? Whenever I'm looking at this card, because it feels very Mars-based, and I'm thinking worlds within worlds, and I'm thinking the self within the self. So like the outside self, the perception of self, but the actual sense of self. So it's like, it's really weird. It's what others perceive you to be, you're not actually. But, or there's a self that you hold back and there's the self that you portray. That's the way that I feel like worlds within worlds mean. It's like, it's funny because we all vibrate on frequencies, and I've noticed this myself. I've noticed that if I wake up and I'm in a mood, stuff starts going wrong, right, in the morning. There are two ways my day can go, and I can feed that vibration, right? I can feed that energy. So if everything starts going wrong, or maybe I'm achy, or maybe I just don't feel good, or something, maybe I lost my keys or something, I'm unorganized in some way, which would drive me bananas. I can feed that energy, that negative energy, and I will have a really hard day full of lots of disappointments. Or I can sit there and say, stupid mornings. And I can laugh consciously. And I may not have full vibration. I may not have my vibration fully wrapped around that laugh. It's more of a mask of like, grr. But it changes the intensity of the frequency, and I can work myself out of that frequency, right? I'm looking at this right here. You have this big mask on, right, of strength, and you're hard. You're got armor, man, and nobody can get through. You're impenetrable. And then you wonder why you're not attracting something you want, right? And that's because you're wearing full body armor. You are protecting yourself from everything good too. As you move forward, as we get into this Aquarius energy, the thing is that you have to realize that you were always meant to have something more than what you have right now. You are your own obstacle. You shield yourself off. And it's change your frequency, and then you can start to peel back the layers of the armor. You know what I'm saying? Ooh, yikes. This one's X. It says reunite with a lost aspect of your soul. Ooh. And remember what I said, that when you were a kid, like you had this down. Like when you were a kid, you were just unapologetically this. You were just living your best life, being your best self. You didn't mind being unique and different. In fact, you liked being the center of attention. Somehow you're now behind a wall of armor, and you've had tower moments, and I don't know, you've allowed it to program you to believe that this was not you when it is you. It's very strange. But I'll read X. Where's my book? Okay. All right. It says relationships don't end when the door slams and when the divorce papers are signed. On a parallel plane, the love you and your former partner shared continues and is alive now as it ever was. Take a stroll down memory lane and remember, put back together the puzzle pieces of your soul that were alive back then. When you resurrect these buried aspects, you reunite them with your present life. This energy belongs to you, by the way, not your ex. As you reclaim what is rightfully yours, you enhance your ability to love the one you're with, namely you. It says the mantra is, I open love's floodgates and send love to my exes and reclaim the love that is mine. Okay. So for some of you, what I'm seeing is that maybe these disappointments in, okay, so you have a very passionate soul. You have a lot of heart energy here. And you have a lot of imagination, you have a lot of heart. Somebody with that level of enthusiasm about life at some point is going to get a reality check that the world is not like you. They're not full of love and happiness and wanting to be abundant and love for the sake of love and just being in love just because love is wonderful. Like, people aren't like that. And it does make you unique and different, and you do stand out in that way. But I also think that it's made you not believe anymore. I think that's the saddest part about this reading, is that you don't believe in things anymore. That hurts my heart for you, because I feel like you deserve it to believe like you used to believe, hon. Okay, let's see what we have here. What won't let me? Okay, that wouldn't let me close the box, so let's see what you're holding on to. And this one just jumped out. Okay, power and authority figures. I think you used to shine too much. I think that you used to be a person that would just shine being you. And that makes people envious and jealous, and it makes them want to oppress you because you can't have more limelight than them. Yeah, there's somebody who had power and authority over you in some way who oppressed you because, I don't know, you were too shiny. We have the watermelon here, and I always see the seeds of the watermelon, and I also think about water's basic element. Watermelon's basic element is water. And I think of abundance. When I see the seeds and I see the watermelon sliced, I think of you can plant new seeds for growth emotionally, for emotional growth. Like, this is a time of planting new seeds. And I see love and be loved. I definitely think you have to give love before you can receive it. That is like, oh, God dang. This is like, what is this anyway? Whiskey. I did see alcohol issues. I see drinking, or maybe it was somebody who used to drink in your life, who really did a number on you. But I do see alcohol being a really big problem. I saw it early in the reading. I already brought it up. The cups all over the place. Water, more water. This is like, it reminds me of Pisces energy, but just water. We also had Pisces energy in your cards. Neptunian energy. You bottle up your emotions, don't you? You keep them in a bottle and you keep it all. It's like it's all confined. Oh, I bet you used to be like just a lover, like just a big-hearted lover. And the world is very cruel to that. See, you have another crown here, and there's another crown. I feel like you have been oppressed a lot by a lot of different sources. I mean, I feel like you just have this light about you, but I just feel like a lot of people are very intimidated by it. You've had a lot of cuts. Like I'm feeling like cutting, deep cuts, deep wounds. I see that in this card. This is deep cuts, which has left you thinking negatively about things. This is a little snowflake, and it just, you're very unique and you're very different, and there's not a lot of people like you, and I feel like you stand out, and I feel like that's been awkward for you. Gosh, I'm also seeing December. I'm seeing this winter, like winter to winter. So I'm seeing like the winter, this winter being a very pivotal time. Like, but I'm also seeing like you'll reflect back on this winter as something that changed everything for the better. I'm feeling it very much so. Cutting through, breaking through some of this. Miracle. So maybe by next winter, you're going to have a little miracle. I feel like, or maybe something will come up and it's going to feel like a miracle. I feel like it has been a miraculous time. I really do. A time of shedding. Leaves are shedding, releasing, letting go. And we saw that. You are doing that. Where did we saw that? We saw that here. We saw that you were letting go and walking away. Yeah, we had the Eight of Pentacles. Working hard. God, Eight of Hearts. I think we got Eight of Pentacles and Eight of Hearts, and you saw me mix that up. I think that's what we got last time, but it's either pile 1 or pile 2. And I'm telling you, I think it has to do with you're walking away, you're moving forward, you're creating momentum for success. So it's the Eight of Pentacles is working hard on something, mastering something. That way you can become successful. This said spiritual career. So I think for some of you, once you unlock this part of you, people are just going to be fascinated by you. You will, in fact, as we move into the age of Aquarius, the thing that everybody made you believe that was so different about you, that you weren't acceptable, is the very thing that's going to be magnetic this time around. We have the Six of Wands. You will have some success soon. You're going to start to understand what I'm talking about relatively soon. And we have the Nine of Pentacles. You guys get a wish. In the material realm, what do you guys want? It's a very long reading. These are very intense topics, by the way. They're really hard to cover in a specific time frame. Woo! You get big energy shifts like this and you don't forget them, man. Okay, so let's take a look at your letters. Move with us. Whatever. I don't know why I'm singing Moon River. Okay. If I see moon on here, I would just pee myself right now. Not literally, but that'd be gross. Sorry, I'm in my own little world. I know me there. All right. Okay, I don't know what this means, but I saw it right away. Vote. Vote. I know there's some Georgia runoffs right now in the USA that are going to be very pivotal. Oh my gosh, Georgia. Dude. Can you tell me how they work out at least? Do we have to bring it up? Go vote, I guess is what it's trying to say. Please go vote if you can. It's very important. Why? That's so random. It's like, can you get something that most people can like relate to at all? I see a ride. You have been on a ride. A big ride. And I feel like, ooh. This is you. boy, this is like calling you out. It's like I can see it pointing the finger at you. Like, it's up to you. Kin, family, the way you grew up. Maybe that's where you were told that you weren't acceptable. That's hard. I feel like this is big, guys. You love your fun. You like to have fun. You do. You're like a big kid. It doesn't seem like however much you grow up, it doesn't seem like you ever, ooh, I see this too. Like truly grow up mentally. Maybe that's one of the charming things about you. You have Dove. Dove is hope, peace, spirit. Dove is a very good omen, by the way, that spirit's in their reading. Do we have anything? Oh my gosh, I just saw just and then fun, and I was thinking just for fun, because I do just for fun Fridays. Oh, watch my Just for Fun Friday. Maybe that's what it's telling you. That's a great reading, by the way. Maybe that has something. I did a reading with my Just for Fun, and so maybe it's saying, because see, I'll show you. So it's fun, and then I saw just. I don't know, maybe other people do just for fun, but I did see just. Or am I a liar? Okay, maybe not. There's no S. My bad. Let's see. I think that's it. I can't get Moon River out of my mind. Okay, well, I think that's all I can see for right now until... Let's do your numbers, and then if I see something else, I'll let you know. Like, it's got to be some drama. Drama in freaking Georgia. I can see right here, man. That's going to be a crap storm. So we have 245, 9. We have 85, 55, 47, 71, and 6. So we all know that when I get like in my readings anyway, if I get a 55, it's a spirit telling you to change. Because 5 is change. It's the master number of change. And then we have the 9 here, so that just means completion. And then we know that because we know that we're shedding a particular cycle in our lives. Relationships are playing a big role in this. Relationship, partnerships, bonds, unions of any kind. 8. Change, 8. Success. 8 is... 11. I feel like spirit is in your reading, guys, and I feel like it's saying that you have to make changes. I'm going to just call out and say, please, please, please be mindful of your health. There is a health warning here, and you have to be mindful that as we're moving forward, we've got to keep healthy. Alcohol can bring down your immunity. So, I know it's the time of year where we can get a little too joyous, or you're just at home and there's really nothing else to do. Maybe if you are going into another lockdown status, you may want to drink more. Don't do that. Woo, guys, this is a magical time, and there is so much out there for you, and pushing you to move forward. This is about making big changes, progressing, not going back. It's about a new era, new destination, new opportunities, and those big long-term goals. I mean, I know where we're at right now. We can't feel this energy yet because these are 2 outer planets, and outer planets take a while Aquarius energy comes in new, and it just comes in very weird ways. The downloads are a little different, and so you just have to be open for that. Anyhow, thank you so much for watching. Much love to all of you. Just go out there and be the quirky little self that you are, and stop trying to fit in and conform, because you were never meant to. Just go out there and be the change you guys want to see in the world, okay? Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.